I want to talk about the NBA.
How do we get off there?
Look, a couple of weeks ago, I was one of those people who said, I'm not so sure about the Golden State Warriors. They look like a really good team, but I don't know that they have what it takes to win an NBA title. I got to tell you, after watching their first couple of games against New Orleans, they look like a team that can win an NBA title now. Would you agree?
New Orleans is not very good. You're talking about
no,
the
I get
eighth
that.
seed.
I get that.
And I thought New Orleans, particularly last night, gave them a good game. I mean, Anthony Davis is going to be a player.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is a player.
Yeah, he'll get MVP votes every year.
He's going to be. He's going to, I think, finish fifth in the MVP voting. And you go, well, that isn't great, but they're, LeBron, Curry,
Harden,
Westbrook, and Curry. That's your top four.
Yeah.
And then. Anthony Davis deserves to be number 5.
Yeah, fantastic player that not enough people know about.
Before his career's over, that's why I said this on Around the Horn. I was happy to remember that day I said New Orleans was going to get in?
Yes.
Didn't you bet me $1 on that? Or
no,
something?
We didn't bet, but I disagreed with you.
Because I've won all my other bets with you.
Your hand is always in my pocket.
That doesn't sound good.
You were right about New Orleans.
I wanted New Orleans to get into the playoffs for the city of New Orleans, not the train, but the city of New Orleans. Who sang the city of New Orleans and wrote that song? Famous son of a famous country singer. Arlo Guthrie.
Right.
See, I told you, I know a little bit about everything. City of New Orleans was a train. I used to take it. My dad and I'd take it from Memphis to St. Louis to see the Cardinals play. And it went from New Orleans to Chicago, but it was called the City of New Orleans. The city of New Orleans, I thought it's always, to me, important that New Orleans be in playoffs because that city's had so much crap.
They're still recovering from Katrina.
But I also thought it was very important because I thought the world should see Anthony Davis because he's never on TV much and people don't pay attention to it.
Right.
He is a hell of a player.
Yeah.
He is going to be an MVP 3 or 4 times. He is a great player.
Okay, back to Golden
Wouldn't you like
State.
to have him here?
Of course.
Well,
he's already a superstar in this league.
He was MVP in All-Star game.
I'll tell you what I like about Golden State, though, and I get it. It's a 1 seed against an 8 seed, and New Orleans doesn't have a whole lot besides Anthony Davis. But Golden State, that might be the best.
I like Holiday. So
he's a pretty good point guard. Yeah. Might be the best shooting tandem I've ever seen in a backcourt, Klay Thompson and Curry. They've got an incredible home court advantage. That fandom is loud. Really, really loud.
Sure, and the New Orleans coach said he thought music was...
They were piping in the crowd noise, a la the Atlanta Falcons. And then here's something else. They play really good defense, Wood.
Yeah.
Really good defense.
Draymond
Draymond Green did a number on Anthony Davis last night. And Anthony Bogut is a very good defense player when he's healthy. Even Curry's playing a little bit of defense
so I
these
said
days.
Curry's stepped up his defensive game.
Yeah.
And that didn't take much because he had no defensive game before. But for a little guy, he's playing good defense. They were number 1 in defensive efficiency. It's going to come down to 4 teams. What do you think? I'm not dismissing on the Western Conference side. 2 teams on the Eastern Conference side in my mind. Chicago. I watched Chicago again last night. They're really good.
Yes. When Derrick Rose is
How's
playing
that for a scoop, everybody? Chicago
when Derrick
Bulls are really
Rose
good.
plays the way he can play, they're very good.
Yeah. So I think it's 2 teams in the Eastern Conference. I think it's 4 teams. I'm not going to dismiss San Antonio. They're veterans. They look like they were really old the other night. Warriors are right there. Clippers are for real. And who's my 4th? Memphis. Memphis is a tough team. I told you that before the playoffs.
They play good defense.
There's 4 legitimate teams. I don't know that you can dismiss the winner of the Dallas-Houston series. So, I mean, it's wide open. Charles Barkley said, I read yesterday, Dusty Saunders wrote that Charles Barkley said in a conference call that he's never seen his 35 years around the NBA that there's so many teams that could win the championship.
Yeah.
So Cleveland, it's not a walk for Cleveland. And
no, not at all.
We're going to talk to someone who
I think that'd be a hell of a
Cleveland.
finals, though, don't you? Cleveland against Golden State, or even Chicago against Golden State. Derrick Rose going against Steph Curry. I'd pay to see that. I'd give you my credential, and I would pay to sit in the stands to watch that one.
Are we still in the big stuff, or are we talking about basketball?
We're still.
Did you go to the game last night?
The Rockies game?
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched. I saw you because there was only like you and 3 other people that were there. Can you believe that they announced there were 22,000 people there?
I got the number. There were 13 or 14,000 people there. but there were 22,000 paid. I do want to ask
Sorry.
you.
There were 8,000 people there. Okay, go ahead. Keep
All right.
going. Read the arm.
Hey, first segment brought to you by the Harmony
I didn't think
Foundation.
anybody could hear that.
It's Colorado's premier treatment program for drug and alcohol addiction, located just outside of Estes Park. They've got a really nice, private, 45-acre mountain campus. It is insurance friendly, so if you feel the need or you know somebody who might have the need, visit
I'm putting
harmonyfoundationinc.com.
$5.